want to thank you all for coming today. My name is Christy Smiley, and today we're going to be discussing nonverbal communication between men and women. In front of you, you have a packet, and on the top of the packet, there's a poem. It's actually a woodcut that was made by a man the name of Walter Crane, and he did a lot of children's books, like Hickory Dickory Dock and little rhymes like that. He did a lot of illustration for children's books as well. And on this particular poem, he wrote, "So sweet a face, so fair, was never a beauty such as this. He stands, he stoops to gaze, he kneels, he wakes her with a kiss." So in case you guys don't know, that's from Sleeping Beauty. And Sleeping Beauty is a fairy tale that we all know and we all love, most of us, especially the girls in the room. And it's where a prince and a princess come together to break a spell. She's put to sleep and he kisses her and wakes her up. So there was no words exchanged, there was no promises made. It was just straight nonverbal communication, just a sweet, simple kiss, and the spell was broken. We're going to discuss today about stereotypes, how men and women seem to think that they're so much different from each other, that we're not equal when it comes to nonverbal communication. But as we heard in Crane's poem, it did take two sets of lips to break the spell, so we're going to move forward on that. Today we're going to explore similarities between male and female with nonverbal communication, more specifically towards touch, and then we're going to go over your guys' love language results. Okay, the first area we're going to cover is we're going to break down what is nonverbal communication. The second thing we're going to cover is touch and how it's connected to emotions. And then finally we're going to talk about men and women, how they do indeed react similarly when it comes to emotion connected to touch. Okay, so what is nonverbal communication? According to Mark L. Knapp, who is a professor of the University of Texas in Austin, he says that nonverbal communication is a message that is expressed through non-linguistic means. So for example, that's facial expressions, body language, hand gestures, and physical touch. Now that we have a better understanding of what nonverbal communication is, let's look specifically at touch and how it's connected to emotion. The Journal of Genetic, Social, and General Psychology that was published in February 2006 found that both genders do believe that touch is important, especially when it comes to emotional communication, attachment, bonding, intimacy, and liking. So in knowing these things and knowing each other's love languages, you should be better equipped to be able to show and receive love to each other. According to Matt J. Hartenstein, who's the author of 17 books on emotions and communication, he wrote that both men and women react to emotion with touch and sympathy, in anger, in disgust, in gratitude, in fear, and in love. Now that we have a better idea of how touch is expressed through emotion by gender, let's take a closer look at how we can debunk some of those stereotypes. A woman, an author, a professor of psychology from Amherst College in Massachusetts, wrote in her book called Men and Women Interaction that reconsidering the differences in gender stereotypes will cause us to evaluate men and women differently and to respond to them differently. This could be your spouse, it could be a coworker, it could be a family member or a friend. When we keep an open mind about the truth of what our partner's love languages are, we're able to communicate with them better. Again, Matthew J. Hartenstein stated in his book called Gender and the Communication of Emotion versus Touch, he says that both men and women react to sympathy by stroking and patting, anger with hitting and squeezing, disgust with a pushing motion, and gratitude with shaking hands, and also sometimes fear with trembling. In conclusion, we have learned that nonverbal communication has many forms. It comes in body language, it comes in facial expression, it comes in tone of voice, but most of all, it's attached through emotion by physical touch. So the saying, men are from Mars and women are from Venus, I'm not so sure that that saying is the same anymore, since the touch and emotion is connected through these studies. Okay, and so I also wanted to let you guys know that with your particular love languages that you have, since it is so close to Valentine's Day, you might want to stick them in your back pocket, because if you're not sure what to get your spouse for Valentine's Day, I would suggest the #1 love language on the top of their list. Thank you for coming. I appreciate your time.